there! So today, as you can see, it is super snowy still outside. I can't get out there, but a few of you have been asking to see some of my houseplants. So I thought, you know what, let's go through and I will show you all the houseplants that I have right now on my new houseplant stand that my brother made for me. About, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago, I hit my brother up to make me this houseplant stand and it turned out amazing. He made it for about $48 out of just pine, I think it was white pine, from Michigan, and he stained it up and it looks really pretty. So anyway, I've been loving this. The plants get, hey buddy, yeah, wanna say hi? Oh, say hi to our friends. Yeah. So I had like just a little bench that one of my friends made me, and it was sitting right in front of my window for, gosh, I don't know, couple years. And I just didn't have any, anything to put my houseplants on, so I'm like, man, I gotta get rid of this bench. Like, after a while you're like, oh, I've been wanting to get rid of that thing or change it up, but then it just becomes part of the scenery. And I'm like, okay, it's time. So I called up my brother. I'm like, can you make me a houseplant stand? I need it to be like vertical on the wall, but not coming out very much. And it's amazing. It's got 4 shelves, and anyway, I love it so much. So it fits tons of plants on it. And as you can see, it gets tons of sunlight too. I had it on that wall and it wasn't getting as much sun. So like the day we put it in actually, I went and I moved it to this wall, and now they get just plenty of sun and they are loving it. There are a few different plants on here. I noticed I had them like kind of in the back row and they were suffering a little bit. For instance, this Alocasia bambino here, this needed a whole lot more sun than this is what you're hearing right now. Nate got some new shoes and he is playing with it. So anyway, for instance, this bambino Alocasia, it's got, man, I love this plant so much. It's got these really cool leaves. It's like a super long heart shape with this really neat veining in there. And then the back side of the leaf is also really neat. But you can see it wasn't getting enough light, and that's what it started to do. So I'm gonna come in here and I'll just clip that stem right off, and that will throw more energy into the nice stems. You can see it's already throwing out another stem right there. So that one suffered a little bit too, but I'll just peel that little brown bit off. So anyway, that's what happens with your houseplants sometimes when you move them to a different spot. You just have to really watch them and monitor them and make sure that they're getting the proper light requirements that they need. That's just how it is. So I put him on the outside. I wanted to go through and just show you all the plants I have on this little stand here. Max is loving that little wrapping paper. Okay, so first up here, this is just a really cute little begonia, and this is called Zumba begonia. It's a Rex begonia, and I am obsessed with all different kinds of begonias. I just love a colorful leaf. Even like the outside like bedding plant begonias, I am all about it. Any type of begonia, I love. So anyway, this I got from Lowe's, actually on the clearance section. It was in this tiny little 4-inch pot, and there was barely anything on it. And I brought it home. I usually don't buy houseplant clearance items because a lot of times the houseplant clearance section is like pretty much near death. And so if I'm gonna bring home a houseplant, it has to look good because I obviously don't have very much room to bring houseplants home. So my house isn't like a houseplant hospital. I want it to look good. But I made an exception for this because I'm a sucker for begonias and I had never seen this Zumba one before. And I was like, I gotta bring it home. And I planted it in this cute little hypertuba planter that I made. It's just basically a lighter cement container. So there you go. Rex Begonia Zumba. And then I already showed you my Bambino Alocasia. We'll just show you that one again. Super cute. Then back here, I've got the Shumi Red Peperomia. It is so pretty. I love the color on this leaf as well. I just have it in this container. It's not planted in here. A lot of times when I bring houseplants home, I will leave them in their containers I bring them home in for a good like couple years, just because, you know, houseplants don't really need to be transplanted that much. They really like it, you know, snug in their container that they are in. And every couple years, I'll take a look at it, assess the situation, and I might transplant it into like a bigger pot. But right now, I just have the Shumi Red in this container, and it's being propped up by this other container that my brother actually made me from the birch tree in my mom's yard. He just carved out. I used to have a succulent in there, but now I'm using it to prop up my Shumi Red Peperomia. And this container, I just got at Hobby Lobby. You know when Hobby Lobby changes seasons and they put the previous season like 90% off, I always like go in there and scoop up a bunch of great deals. So it'll say like all spring items, 90% off. I got this for $2. Yep, $2. And it's so pretty. I love it with my Shumi Red Peperomia. All right, and this is gonna take a while if I keep talking. This right here is so pretty. This is a Calathea, and it is called Rattlesnake. It has the coolest leaves on it. I just think those are so neat. And then the underside are purple. Well, that's a better shot of it. So pretty. It's such a cool plant. And this is actually planted in this pot. I've had this for, I don't know, two years or so. And I finally I didn't even put any more dirt in it. It was in a 4-inch pot. And I just took it out of the 4-inch pot and plopped it in this terracotta. I have this pearls and jade pothos. And this is so pretty. I'm not like a huge pothos fan, but I love this one because of the variegation. And then I just have some like rocks in here. I don't know, I just thought it looked pretty. I had to stop for a minute because Max is being nuts. He usually comes in this room, he doesn't even bother with the plants, but now that I'm like touching them and messing with them and drawing attention to them, he is like going psycho right now. So, what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? Are you going crazy? I had to get out my sling, and he's probably gonna jump out of here, so I'll snap it. There. Buddy, you gotta calm down. Next up is this begonia. And this is a begonia from the Jurassic Dino series. I love this series so much. They are just beautiful begonias, and this one is called Black Sky. It is so pretty, and I love, you guys, I'm gonna try not to say so pretty 19 times. Look at the back side. So the front side is just like the spotted variegation with the green and red veining, and then the back side, you don't see any spots, but a more prominent variegation. I love that, and I still have to plant this in a different pot, so maybe we'll come back and do that one of these days. Back behind there, this is a Adansoni, I think that's how you say it, Monstera, or like Swiss cheese plant or whatever. They have holes in the leaves like that. It's so pretty, and this is actually a climbing one, so I have to pot it up and figure out, I might get like a little trellis for it. I might make my own trellis for it actually, because this year I trimmed up my birch trees out front, and I've been wanting to make something with the trimmings, the branches I trimmed off of that, so I might make my own trellis so that I can let this thing do its thing. But it is a Adansoni Monstera, and I think I'm saying that right. What do you think, bud? You being good? He has a toy in there, so he's playing with that. So then up here, this is another Rex begonia, and I've had this one for about 3 or 4 years maybe. So I've transplanted it a couple different times. I probably could go in there and split it up, but I kind of just like it in this pot. It is potted in this pot since I've had it for so long. I've continued to upgrade it. And do you like that, buddy? Yeah. This is like the closest he's ever got to my plant, so he's loving it right now. But anyway, silvery rose, that's what it's called, and it's really neat. I just love how these Rex begonia, like the front part of the leaf can look a certain way, and then the back side of the leaf is so much more different. There's just tons going on. Love this plant. All right. Another pothos up here. This one is called a Marble Queen, and I loved this one too when I seen it. I've had this one for, I don't know, maybe like 2 years, and it's still in its nursery pot, and it is getting a lot bigger than it was when I bought it. So I am gonna have to transplant that. So maybe we'll do a movie on transplanting that into a bigger pot. I probably could just put it right in this pot right here. But yeah, that is a Marble Queen pothos. All right. This one right here is also so pretty, and I'm going to probably need to transplant this one at some point too. It is getting big. This one is a philodendron, and it's called Birkin. And I love the philodendron because the stems here are just so sturdy. It just looks like it's healthy all the time. Super easy plant to take care of. I love all the different variegations in it. When it first comes out, it just has you know, this dark leaf, and then it turns to like this whiter variegation, and then it kind of loses some of that white, and then it turns more dark. Like I said, it always just looks healthy, and it's super easy to take care of. But I will have to transplant this one soon. This is a philodendron Birkin. Oh, there he goes. I took that little sling off. Max is off playing, so I think we're good for a minute. But this is another begonia. It is so cute. This is another Rex begonia. It's called Red Robin. And believe it or not, I've had this begonia probably for about 5 years maybe, and it used to be huge. I had it in a hypertufa pot that I made that was, I don't know, about like that big. And it just filled it up. It was giant. It was bigger than this one right here. And something happened to it. I think when I brought it inside for the winter time one year, it just got shocked and like most of it died. So I took a little tiny piece that still looked good, and I've been nursing it back to health. So I love this little guy, and I actually think it's kind of cute. So this is a Rex begonia Red Robin. And then back here, I also have to pot this up in a different pot, but this is just a common ivy, no big deal. It's just a regular ivy. It's really pretty though, and it is getting super big for this little pot too. I think I got this, my husband got it for me in a little birdhouse container, and I kind of put that away for the winter time, and then I just brought the ivy in this room. So yep, just a common ivy. This one is another Rex begonia. This is called escargot, and this one is kind of on a struggle. As you can see, I had a bunch more stems in here that I just recently came in and chopped off. It's never done good. So I don't know if it's just this variety for me, but it always has new growth, but then I just have to figure it out. I think it's the light that I give it. I got to figure out what type of light it needs. But I've had it for, I don't know, a couple of years, and it's always on a struggle. So we will see. I'm not going to give up on it because I think it's really cute. Back here, this one is called a Hope Peperomia. I love this plant mainly because I got it from my sister. So it's so pretty. Love this plant so much. Next up, I've got this Chinese money plant. It is a pilea, And it is actually in this kokedama ball that my sister made me. It's basically just moss wrapped around a ball of dirt, and then there's a plant planted in there, and you can see there's like wire all around it holding it together. And maybe actually we could do a movie on that. That is a really fun project to do. Super easy and satisfying. But it was hanging, but I've had this probably for a couple years, and the wire, it's really thin, so it broke. So now I just set it in this little bowl. And then next up is, of course, another Rex begonia. Now this Rex begonia, there's actually two different kinds in here. When I planted it in here, they were super tiny, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna put two different ones in the same pot. They looked really similar. This one right here, you can see that one is a little bit different than that one. This bigger one over here, this one is called stained glass. And then this littler one down here, this one is called carnival. So those are also really pretty. I wasn't sure how they would look together, but I kind of don't mind it, and once they get too big for this pot, I'll probably separate them and put them in their own pot. So yeah, stained glass Rex begonia and carnival. All right, next up. So this one is a type of tenanthe or prayer plant, and it's spelled with a C at the beginning, so the C is actually silent. It's just C-T-E-N-A-N-T-H-E or something like that, but you just pronounce it tenanthe. And it's a really common prayer plant, but I just love the variegation in this as well. And this one I'm probably gonna have to transplant too, because it has been in this little white pot for quite some time. And then I just have like the lid of a candle kind of propping it up a little bit. But I'll probably end up transplanting this in a bigger pot or in this actual pot. We will see. So, oh, and I don't know if I told you the variety. It's called lemon lime tenanthe. And then back here I just have a good old fashioned snake plant, and this is also in a hypertufa pot that I made. And I love I love these plants so much. They're so easy. They can go in low light and go without lots of water for quite some time. And then on top of the soil there, I just have some little decorative balls. They almost look like Cocoa Puff cereal balls, but yeah, so snake plant, or it's called mother-in-law tongue, Sansevieria. You never ever liked my plants until today. Come, huh? Because I'm not paying attention to you right now? Aww. You just want some attention, don't you? Alright. Alright. Should we pause it and come back later? Give you some attention? Oh, I'm gonna go play with Max for a sec. Maybe give him a snack. Try to get him to calm down. He just wants me to hold him. Yeah. All right, I'll see you back here in a sec. This one right here is an amazing plant. This is a Dracaena. I hardly ever water this. It gets... Max. What you doing, buddy? This is the crime scene down here. He's going crazy. Anyway, I hardly ever water this. It gets hardly any light, and it just looks beautiful all the time. This is called a white jewel Dracaena. And I think I got this last winter. So pretty. Here is another begonia, and again, just like that other begonia pot, that one up there, I have two different begonias in here. So this is a different type of a begonia. I'm not sure on the specific varieties of these begonias because I got them from my sister and she didn't have tags or anything with them, but there's that one right there, and it has a bit of a variegation to it. And then there's this one up here with no variegation. So I've been Googling this one, trying to figure out what it is. And I feel like it might be a Listoria. I think that was what it was called, Listoria begonia. However, that one had like a stripe down the center of the leaf. And so I'm not quite sure if this is that or not. But this hasn't gotten very much light at all. It's basically gotten like super low or no light. So it could be a Listoria, and it just hasn't had the proper amount of light to create that line down the center. I don't know. Or I could just be identifying it wrong. But that one you can kind of see has a bit more of a variegation on it. And this one just has like the straight green with some veining. All right. So the next plant I want to show you is this Brazil philodendron, and I love this plant. I think there's something so satisfying about the variegation in these leaves. These colors together just look so pretty, and then when they first emerge, they almost have like a pink tint to it. I just love it so much, and I've had this plant for probably about 4 years, and it was tiny when I got it. It was just this little like 4-inch pot, and I transplanted it a couple years ago into this little bit bigger size pot, and I may have to transplant it again here this spring because it has just gotten so big, and I'm loving it on this plant stand here because I keep it on that top shelf there, and it like hangs over the side. It's just so pretty. But this plant is just gorgeous, and it is so easy to take care of. So easy. It doesn't require a lot of light. It doesn't require a lot of water. It's just no fuss. So love this one. Brazil philodendron. All right. And then up here, I love this plant so much. This is the sago palm, and but it is poisonous to cats, so I've got it way on the top shelf up there, and I'm thinking about giving it away to somebody else. I just haven't had a chance to do that yet. Actually, I have a friend that is giving me a plant, and I guess it's this big giant plant. Maybe I'll give them this. We could do like a trade. But it's so pretty, super easy plant to take care of, and you don't have to water it very much. It holds all of its water in this little reservoir here, and it's just a really neat tropical looking plant. So I love this plant, sago palm. So this next plant up here, believe it or not, I got this one on clearance actually too. I got this one I think like 3 years ago in the clearance section, and when I bought it in the clearance section, it looked just like this. I was like, what's wrong with that plant? Like, I inspected it for bugs. Like, I mean, some of the leaves had, you know, a little bit of browning on them, a little bit worse than like that right there. I mean, there was maybe a few more tips that had like browning on it like that, but it wasn't bad at all. And I was like, why is this 50%? I think it was 50% off. Yeah, I still have the thing on there. So this is actually the pot I bought it in. But anyway, this is a lemon lime Dracaena. Super easy plant to take care of. Provides so much bright color and contrast to all my other plants. And it's a great low light plant. You don't have to water it very much. I am probably going to have to transplant it out of this pot really soon because, like I said, I think I've had it for 3 years. But anyway, yeah, it's another great clearance plant find. Here, I love this plant so much. This is just a bamboo, and I actually got this plant about probably 4 years ago for Christmas from Nate, and it was in this tiny little container. It was so small that he put it in my stocking for Christmas. Like, it was inside my stocking, and I just have a regular size stocking. And since then, I have transplanted it probably about 3 times. So this is getting a little bit big for this pot even. You can see it has this ring inside here kind of holding all these bamboo stalks up. Each stalk is kind of just tied on there with a little twisty tie, and I actually took some of them off of there because it was just outgrowing this ring. So I need to go in and I think take all these twisty ties off and retie them on there in a different spot so that they can have a little bit of like growing room. But it loves its life. It's got tons of new growth down here. It's just an amazing plant. So there you go. It is a lucky bamboo plant. So pretty. And I just have some like rocks on there. All right. Well, we will just quickly do the couple plants I have here on the floor. This plant right here I've got in this little basket, and believe it or not, it is in that pot. So what I did is I just had this really cute little basket here, and I've got this kind of saucer underneath here, and I put the plant in there, and it's, in my basket. Now this is another Tenanthe. That's that one that is spelled with a C in front of it, prayer plant, and this one is called Gray Star. So I love this one so much. I got it for super cheap actually this fall, I don't know, a couple months ago. I think it was like $4 or something at a clearance sale at the end of the season. But I love the underneath sides of the leaves too. They're so pretty. Almost like a purpley color there. So this is another great plant. I haven't watered it hardly at all. I am going to have to transplant it out of this pot because you can see it is just a monster in there. So maybe we'll do a movie on transplanting some plants into bigger pots. But anyway, this is a Gray Star Tenanthe, or prayer plant. This one down here, same situation. I just have it in this cute little basket. I think I got this basket at Hobby Lobby for 50% off one year. And I just have like a plastic saucer in there so I can water it properly without it, draining all over my carpet. And this is called a rubber tree or rubber plant. And it is I think it's called burgundy, just burgundy. It's a great plant. I probably need to transplant it, but I'm scared. It's been in this pot for so long, but we'll see. So yeah, there's just a nice little tour of my houseplants on my new stand that my brother made for me. And I've got lots more plants scattered around the house, so maybe one day I'll take you around there and show you what else we have. But this is a good start, and if you have any questions on anything, I'll try to help you. If you're looking to get one of these plants and you want to know how to grow it, how to water it, what kind of light requirements, just let me know and I can try to help you out and give you my experience with it. Every house is a little bit different. Every house has different humidity in it and different temperatures, different light, and so I might be able to help you. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a little run through of some of the plants I have. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I know Max is a little bit crazy, but I think he might be sleeping now because I don't hear him acting a fool. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I just hope you have a great day and a wonderful week. Bye.